Business owners and entrepreneurs on the radio, and your one-stop shop for building and growing your business. You're here with Emmett Scott, business coach, JD Stacy, our entrepreneur counselor, and David Grant, businessman's attorney. And today we've got a special guest, Shannon Candelaria from State Farm Agency Recruiter. Thank you, Shannon, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we'll keep it as a surprise. Why would we have State Farm on a entrepreneur show? That's a big corporation. So, but we'll leave that out there as a dangling carrot for a little bit here. Tell us a little bit about the history of State Farm.
You bet. Well, State Farm was founded actually in 1922 by George Mahurl, and it's actually kind of an interesting story. At age 22, George rented a farm in Bloomington, Illinois, after he married his wife, May. And he was confident that he can improve the farm's productivity. So he became a respected leader in the community due to his new ideas regarding farming.
He was an entrepreneur.
He was definitely an entrepreneur. His wife became ill, and he realized he needed to find an alternative to the farming life. So he liquidated the farm's assets and renting the farm's the farmstead, and he created an adequate level of financial security. He decided to supplement his income by taking a job, first selling auto insurance and then tractors. He became dissatisfied for working with others and became obsessed with the idea of specializing in auto insurance for farmers. His idea of the company was simple. He wished to serve the agriculture communities with decent, honest, economical auto insurance. So he knew the farmers to be careful with their assets and saw that other insurance companies made no distinction in the rates between farmers and the urban dwellers. So he presented this idea to his attorney, and in 1922, on his 45th birthday, George Mahurl registered the State Farm Mutual Automobile Insurance Company. And State Farm, when it began, the management consisted of 3 people, including him. And then today, we have around 68,000 employees and about 17,000 agents nationwide, including Canada.
That's all. You know, what I love about that story, farmer, right, goes insurance agent, gets, he's unsatisfied with the level of quality of service, 45 years old, 1922, right, and decides he's going to start his own business, and look at what happens from, one farmer builds out this major corporation. Since then, now you've got a lot of things going on at State Farm, but you have like some cool little niche stuff that you guys do as well, right?
We do. I mean, we're always trying to be involved in the community as much as we can where we live and work. But a couple of things that I think are kind of interesting and I wanted to share with you today was, one of them is the 50 million pound challenge. And basically this challenge is focused on the #1 health crisis facing Americans today, and that's being overweight.
That's a bummer because we need to lose about 52 million pounds here in the studio, so it's just short. So I guess
You've come to the right place.
Great. Glad I could help you out today. So to address this issue, State Farm partnered with Dr. Ian Smith, who currently is the medical and diet expert on Celebrity Fit Club.
Oh, cool.
On the 50 million pound challenge to create an interactive website where you can track your fitness goals. And of course you can get a free kit by dropping by one of your local State Farm agents, or you can go to 50millionpoundchallenge.com, and it's 50 million pound challenge.
So the only barrier to entry is you have to have health goals?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm out.
Oh, that's excellent. So you can get a free kit. You can log into the website. Very cool. Very cool. And then there's also something that you're doing for, it's called Hispanics. Okay, you say it.
Yep, that's right. It's State Farm is a proud supporter of State Farm Es para mí, which basically is State Farm is for me. And it's an initiative that provides Spanish-speaking legal permanent residents with information and resources about U.S. citizenship and the naturalization process, U.S. voter registration process, and educational opportunities and resources. So they're not alone. They've got somewhere to go, and they can get some information to help them out.
Well, and again, just to bring it back to entrepreneurship, we've talked about Zappos and other companies on this show that once you create a culture and a momentum and a following, then the effect you can have on the world as an entrepreneur, right? This guy started just thinking about insurance, but he built something that now is changing the world on major issues and problems, right? That can't be solved by the government.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's amazing. I'd never heard the State Farm story, so that is so cool. And State Farm, you can tell, does so much out in the community, so it's so neat to have you in here kind of going through some of these programs, because there's so many things I think that State Farm does that a lot of people don't know about.
All right, so let's talk about the entrepreneur opportunity. So, he was an entrepreneur, that's great, but now it's a big corporation, right? So what is what's the opportunity I have as an entrepreneur, and I don't want to be an employee, with State Farm?
Well, we have an amazing opportunity, actually a business opportunity, and that's to become a State Farm agent. As a State Farm agent, you are a business owner. So that's what we look for. We look for people who are interested in being business owners, who want to be in control of their own time, money, destiny, all those types of things. That's what we're looking for. Okay, great. So kind of walk me through that process. Maybe we should start with the benefits. I mean, as an entrepreneur, the world's at my feet. I could do anything. I could go start my own insurance agency and become the next State Farm, right? That'd be a big task to take on. So I could start my own business, but with State Farm, I've got some structure and systems and marketing. You guys do a little bit of marketing. We definitely have a structure. I mean, State Farm is the #1 auto and home insurance in the nation, insurance company in the nation. So we really are an elite company. So we're really looking for a unique individual, the best of the best. So we want to associate ourselves with the best people. So we do have a very screening process to become an agent. I can kind of highlight it a little bit if that's okay.
Yeah, walk us through. We want to see if we could do it.
Yeah, well, some of us are looking for jobs, so we need to know what's going on.
You need to know what your options are?
Right.
Great. Well, basically, what we look for in an agent, or some of the keys that we look for, is first I meet with the individual one-on-one, kind of find out more about them, what they've got going on, kind of a little bit about their history, and then of course walk them through the process. And if they're interested in moving forward, then of course they complete all that typical HR type paperwork. And after that, once we have everything, they complete an assessment. And this assessment is designed to determine their probability of success in an insurance and financial services, sales, and leadership career. So we really look at leadership and sales skills in our agent. They have to be strong.
And this is a physical test I take online, or
it is. It's I send you the link. Yeah, I send you the link. It's multiple choice, computer based. Takes about 30 to 40 minutes to complete, and the result is emailed to me automatically. So once you get an acceptable rating, then
if it says loser when you're done, then that means you're out, right?
Not a good sign.
Right.
We like to see an acceptable rating. But then after the assessment, we get an acceptable rating. Then of course we do your background and credit. We do because we need to make sure we can sponsor your licenses. Obviously, if we can't sponsor your licenses, you can't be an agent. And then after that, we invite them to a one-day seminar, which is where we really outline everything in great detail. When I meet with them, I walk through everything, but the clear understanding is we give them a binder which outlines contracts, compensation, what we want to see in your business plan, all those types of things. Of course, they're able to meet a couple of agents, and the agents share their experiences with them.
All right, Shannon, when we come back, I want you to walk me through, let's pretend like we all made it through, and now what's it like to be a State Farm entrepreneur agent, okay?
Thanks.
You're listening to the Entrepreneur Life Show, the only show for business owners and entrepreneurs on the radio.